And it is now my honor to introduce this year's Convocation speaker and School of Management Dean's Council member, Mr. Frank Islam, who received his Bachelor's of Science and Master's of Science in Computer Science from the University of Colorado at Boulder. Following several years in technical and program management positions with several federal government contractors, Mr. Islam set out on an entrepreneurial path with the founding of QSS Group Incorporated, a government contracting firm providing engineering and information technology services. During his time at QSS, Mr. Islam was instrumental in the company's successes, earning him recognition as Ernst & Young's Maryland Entrepreneur of the Year in 1999 and the Small Business Administration's Minority Small Business Person of the Year in 2001. In 2007, after the sale of QSS Group, Mr. Islam founded FI Investment Group, a private investment holding company focused on providing strategic capital and management support to emerging businesses. As chief executive at FI Investment Group, Mr. Islam is responsible for the company's value creation by guiding its investment initiatives and activities, developing a multi-pronged strategy for investment, and advising portfolio companies on strategic and operation matters. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Frank Islam.
How are you guys? Doing well? You nervous a little bit? Well, first of all, I got to put my bottle of water here. Thank you very much for your fine introduction, and good afternoon. Dean Haddock, Mr. Provost, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, students, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your hospitality. I appreciate your warm welcome. It is great to be here today. It is a privilege and honor to be asked to deliver the commencement address. I'm especially pleased to be here to do so because as a member of the Dean's Council, I've gotten to see George Mason School of Management up close and personal. From that perspective, I believe that the school does an exceptional job of blending education and experience to ensure that you, the students, have the right skills for future success. So, thanks to the administration for the invitation, to the faculty who provide the nurturing environment here, and most of all to you students who bring the passion, the commitment, and the brain power to make this such a vibrant and vital institution. As I look at you today, graduating, I see me. I see the future of America. I see the future of the world. I want to devote my address to telling you what I see. Before I do so, though, let me tell you what I think. That is, this commencement is the starting line, not a finish line. If you look up commencement in the dictionary, it has two definitions. The first is a ceremony in which the degrees are conferred. The second is a beginning. I'd like to focus your attention to the second, a beginning of a new and solemn journey. Some of you may already have their journey well plotted out. Others of you may be in the exploratory phase. I want to share with you a little of my journey because, as I said, when I look at you, I see me. Many years ago, I was sitting in a seat at a commencement exercise as you are today, prepared for the journey, but not exactly sure what it would take me and what would be required to succeed. Let me tell you what I learned. Woody Allen, my favorite actor, said, and I quote, 90% of success is showing up. End of quotation. I became successful by concentrating on other 10%. That 10% was, number one, getting a good education. Number two, doing my apprenticeship. Number three, becoming an entrepreneur. Number four, building a strong management team. Number five, moving on to other things. I got my master's and bachelor's degree in computer science at the University of Colorado in Boulder. That gave me the knowledge I needed to go into business. I always wanted to start my own business because I knew that I needed experience first. So I worked with 2 major information technology firms in Washington, D.C. area for 10 years. That gave me the strength, the skills, the experience, and the knowledge, and the real-world grounding that I needed to be a business owner. Then, in 1994, I purchased a company called QSS Group for $45,000. Within 13 years, along with my management team, we took that firm from a workforce of 1 employee to 2,000 employees and approximately revenue of $350 million in 13 years. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, too. The team of the talented manager was central to everything. Success in business is a team sport. So when you ask me how I became successful, it was not me, but we who made it happen. Finally, I sold my company to Parole Systems Corporation in 2007 for a lot of money. You guys will make that money too one day. That sale allowed me to establish a private foundation that supports educational, cultural, and artistic causes in the United States and around the world. So again, as I look at you, I see me. There are many, many Frank Islam in this graduating class today. Your journey will not be the same as mine, but I'm confident that it will be rewarding. Because when I look at you, I see America's future. And the diversity in this audience is breathtaking and inspiring. It is a testimony to the quality of George Mason University and the genius of America. America is an immigrant nation. There is no other country like this in the world. I came here as an immigrant from India at the age of 15. I crossed the ocean to pursue the American dream. With the exception of Native Americans, we all are immigrants. Some of you may trace your immigrant route back for centuries. Others may be the first-generation citizens or even in the process of getting citizenship. No matter where you stand in the immigration lineage line, there's much of which to be proud. The achievements and the contributions of immigrants to the nation's success are legion. Famous first-generation American immigrants, to name just a few, include Albert Einstein, a physicist from Germany, I.M. Pai, an architect from China, Joseph Pulitzer, newspaper publisher from Hungary, Felix Frankfurter, Supreme Court Justice from Austria, my favorite, Madeleine Albright, United States Secretary of State from Czechoslovakia, and Sergey Brin, Google's co-founder, who came here from Russia. And the list could go on and on and on. Add second-generation immigrants to the list, it could go on forever. Immigration is the American story. The future is American story. And as I said, I see you graduate, the future of America, writing new chapters for that story. My personal success stories and success stories of many immigrants should resonate well with the millions of immigrants across the globe and across this land, and reaffirms the notion that America is a land of opportunity. I also see you as the future of the world. That is because I believe, as President Lincoln said many years ago, the United States is the world's best hope. The world is much more complicated and contentious today than when President Lincoln spoke those words in year 1862. It needs the proactive and positive involvement of all of us as a citizen of this great nation now more than ever. You, graduates, bring the hope to the world because of the education and experience that you have received here at George Mason University. The Global Residency Program has provided each of you with a global perspective and opportunity to see the world and to develop your own worldview. That perspective and those views will enable you to be important contributors to shaping the world's fate and future. I was asked to give you some advice by the Dean as a part of this commencement speech. I have to say that I'm not a big one for giving advice. It is sort of, kind of, contrary to my background, my belief, and my upbringing. But let me share some thoughts that I have seen or heard and leave with you a few insights of my own. My advice is, number one, stay true to you. Number two, be something special to someone in particular. Be a lifelong learner. Number four, never give in. Number five, create your own legacy. Stay true to you. I saw that saying recently on a notepad by the phone in a hotel room in Dubai where I was staying. It resonated well with me because that has always one of my personal mantras. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, said something similar before he died in a commencement address at Stanford University. He advised the graduates, and I quote, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." End of quotation. Be something special to someone in particular. I think it was Ted Levitt from Harvard University who said that, know who your target customers are, develop your product or service that delight them, exceed their expectations. Don't be satisfied with being a me too or do something just good enough. Be a lifelong learner. Study hard, aim high. But remember, the life's lessons are taught inside and outside the classroom, and they're never ending. So commit to learning at least one new thing every day. Use the new things that you learn to continue to reinvent yourself. Never give in. Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, said that to the schoolboys at Harrow School in London in 1941, near the beginning of World War II, and I quote, "Never give in, never give in, never, never, never give in, except to conviction of honor and good sense." End of quotation. That was good advice more than 70 years ago. It is a good advice today. Create your own legacy. Realize that whether wittingly or unwittingly, we are creating the narrative, our legacy, in the way we conduct ourselves, both personally and professionally. Professor Clayton Christensen from Harvard University put it this way, I quote, "Think about the metric by which your life will be judged and make a resolution to live every day so that in the end, your life will be judged a success." End of quotation. So let me add to my advice one request. That is, be a 21st century citizen. This is an important request because a nation is no better than its citizens. In fact, the citizens of the nation, whether it's a farmer, a factory worker, an entrepreneur, a teacher, an immigrant, a politician, we are all citizens. And how we assemble ourselves and what we accomplish defines the fabric, the psyche, and the soul of our country. Over the past few years, there have been a lot of complaints regarding our politics, our politicians, and our government. Some of that criticism is warranted. On the other hand, we must remember the United States of America is a representative democracy. At the end of the day, we get the politicians and the government we deserve. If we don't like things in this great democracy of ours, we can change them. That is our right and our responsibility as citizens. One of my favorite quotes is from John Fitzgerald Kennedy. President Kennedy said, and I quote, "In a democracy, every citizen, regardless of his interest in politics, holds office. Every one of us is in a position of responsibility, and in the final analysis, the kind of government we get depends on how we fulfill those responsibilities." End of quotation. I ask each and every one of you to fulfill those responsibilities by being a 21st century citizen who plays in the 3-to-1 league. Number one, be informed, do your homework, and get all the facts. Number two, be independent, exercise your own personal judgment. Number three, be involved, get engaged proactively on issues that matter to you. If you commit to being a 21st century citizen and to playing in that league, part of your legacy will be that you help to renew America and the American dream. As I close, let me say the song goes, "I can see clearly now. I can see me in you. I can see the America's future in you. I can see the world's future in you." These are great sights to see. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell you what I see. I hope that it'll be helpful to you as you undertake this new and solemn journey. All the eyes are upon you. And thank you for your time, and God bless each and every one of you.